What's up guys, Nax Tech here, and I'm going to be testing out the Dark Knight Rises on my Nexus 4. I recently tested this out on my Nexus 10 and it sucked the big one. It was awful. The whole game was unplayable. It had like 10 FPS and it was just terrible. I don't even want to talk about it. Gameloft really need to sort that shit out because it was awful. Let's hope it's better on the Nexus 4. So I'm going to go ahead and start FPS meter so we can test out the performance. And I should say I'm on stock ROM and stock kernel, so it is stock performance. And I'll go ahead and make it full screen as well because full screen is the bomb. So the Dark Knight Rises, let's do it. So I've had quite a history of kind of Gameloft sucking on like the Nexus devices. They just haven't optimized it for the new GPUs yet. And these devices have been out for a few months now, so they really should have. And if you watch my Nexus 10 video of the Dark Knight Rises, you'll know that it sucked in the menu. It was like 10 FPS in the menu. So let's see if it's better here. And you can see the FPS here is really erratic, but it is better. We are in the 45s to 55 range. Even though it's a menu, you would expect it to be locked in at 60. So I'm still not that impressed with the optimization. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. And I'm going to skip the loading here, guys, because it takes ages. Okay guys, and after about a minute we've loaded and I've gone straight into a fight. You can see here the FPS is around the 20s to 30s. Already it's playable. It's definitely better than it was on the Nexus 10. That could just be down to screen resolution, or it could just prefer the Adreno 320 a little bit more than it does the Mali T604. So let's take that into account. Don't know what the hell is happening there. But you can see the frames have dipped. They do dip sometimes. I mean, that was into the teens. So I'm still not that impressed by it. I still think it needs optimization. This, you can see that it was into the 22, so a little bit laggy. You expect it to be better here, guys. I just expect a higher frame rate on this device. The Adreno 320 is a great GPU, and we're just not seeing it perform that well on Gameloft games especially. And it's got to be down just to the keyword optimization. So we'll try and skip this, even though this button seems to sometimes not want to function like right now. You can see even in this little bit there, it dropped into the 14s. So it's kind of like, what the hell, man? Come on. There are devices that are like 6 months old that can play this game better than this, even though this has probably the strongest Android GPU at the moment. So Gameloft just need to pull their finger out here, guys, because it's not ready. It's not ready for prime time. And this is what people get annoyed about with Android devices, because, you know, if this is on iOS or the iPhone 5 or anything like that, you can bet that its performance will be off the charts, you know. It'll just be much better than it is here. It's just annoying. And I don't know if that's because I was messing around with the full screen thing, but it works generally. So you can see here if I mess around, the frames differ a lot. You can see it goes into the 21s and back up to 30. And don't worry, I haven't got any thermal throttling on this yet because I tested it before and it was still pretty damn cold. So there isn't any thermal throttling going on. The game just kind of sucks a little bit. But you can see it is better than the Nexus 10. It is playable, whereas the Nexus 10 wasn't. I'm still not that impressed by it. I think Gameloft needs to sort it out. But that's Batman: The Dark Knight Rises on the Nexus 4, guys. So yeah. See you guys later.